Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here.
Hey guys, it's Celestial.
And I think I can speak for the both of us when I say we hope that your Christmas and other holidays were just fantastic this year. And this is something new that we're going to try. It's going to be like a year in review type video. And just like a huge thank you for everybody who watched in 2022. So seriously, give yourselves a round of applause for putting up with me this long. Whether or not you're new to the channel or he's seasoned veteran, welcome back, or just simply welcome, I suppose. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Celestial has given us a bit of an itinerary today. So we are going to be looking back at a lot of stuff that we did this year, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And what kind of things do you have on the list for us?
Well, I think we ought to start off with.
So the answer is she's picked topics for us to pick our favorites from the year. And she's being a silly goose with her tongue stuck out at me right now because I keep interrupting her because she did not bother to practice her script at all. Because, yes, we actually made a script for one time. And this is the one time she thinks she could do it like me without one. All right. So what did you pick first? What are we rating first? What was the best of this year?
The structure decks.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Or do you want to go second?
I will go second. You go
All right.
first.
So fantastic. As you guys know, I purchased like 7 of these things at a time. But my favorite was the Dark World structure deck. So obviously this is a reload, as you can see right here. If you guys are curious about what's actually in this, I'll show you the list and stuff here. But we did an opening with this. I got a little hype over it. Then we built 3 times structure deck builds. Then we built one where we just kind of played just like all the danger monsters. And then, of course, if you go through the comment sections, other duelists actually help us out by kind of helping thin out which dangers and spreading the names around so that you can get more resolutions in a turn should you do the unfortunate and open with a handful of danger. But it was a good deck. It had some pretty good reprints. And again, some that are just fantastic for other formats. I'm a big fan of the common charity format. So seeing cards like Grapha and Snow go to common, seeing Lilith, a Lady of Lament, since I loved Layer of Darkness, go to common. Reprinted Card Destruction. Again, Card Destruction was kind of hard to get a hold of for people who don't just absolutely keep every card they've ever owned like I do. But the traps is, I think, where it is. We get a brand new common reprint of Skill Drain, a refreshed Deck Devastation Virus. We get a Paleozoic, so there's a couple good traps in there. But the big thing, like the absolute reprint, like the best package here, is getting Bigfoot, Thunderbird, and Tsuchinoko for those who didn't already have it. So in my opinion, this was the best structure deck this year. What do you got, babe?
Well, one and all.
I'll hold it for you.
Thank you. All right, mine was Crystal Beast because
you love Crystal Beasts.
I do, and I think with some of the reprints that they had given and whatnot, and even having that Sacred Beast Haman in there.
Okay, Haman as a common is definitely a cool thing,
right?
Which does allow us to play Haman in common charity now. Which is goofy that we also don't get Raviel or Uriah.
Yeah.
Not exactly 100% on the pronunciation.
Right.
But you are right. Ash Blossom getting another common reprint here.
Right. And even
Ghost Bell. Yeah, Ghost Bell, good card.
A couple of your hand trap girls.
I was going to say the Dimension Shifter.
Mm-hmm.
Another excellent hand trap monster. Foolish Burial Goods, always good. It's great that they showed people that you could use Melody of Awakening Dragon for more than just Blue Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know, Ferret Flames, that's kind of cool. And again, they gave you like 2 other like versions of the Rainbow Dragon that are brand new to the game. So
right.
You're right, this was another great structure deck. And guys, again, if you guys are looking for a ×3 structure build or anything, I do have that here on the channel. We did do that this year. So, okay, we differed on our structure decks. What else do you have for us to venture into duels of days past?
Okay, well, the next idea was tech analysis.
Oh, the good old TA.
Yes.
We replaced what was it? It was Casual's Card of the Week
Yeah.
with the tech analysis, and rebranding the name actually did get some more views. I do, unfortunately, I cannot recall the name of the duelist that suggested that change, but like, huge thanks. Like, that was awesome. And tech analysis does sound way more fun, doesn't it?
It does.
So you want to go first this time? I went first last time.
All right.
What did you pick?
All right, guys. I went with the Regeki.
You were about to say trap card, weren't you?
I was.
You silly goose.
So.
Okay, so why did you choose Geki?
Well, now it's back up to 3, so it can be ran practically in any decks. And I believe there's also a common version of it.
I have not seen a common version of this yet.
No?
Do you see it in my common charity box?
I have not.
Nah, it doesn't exist.
Darn. But, when you can run it 3 times.
And I'll say this. Simplicity is sometimes best. And it literally just says destroy all monsters the opponent controls. And again, the decks that you tend to play, you do tend to like favor things that swarm up the field fast. So with an OTK like styled play, I get it. I get why this would be one of your favorites. Plus, you were the one who said I needed to do it.
Right, I did.
So we'll compare it to mine now. Mine is the Successor Soul. So this quick play, it's not exactly new. This is from Mega 1020. But it's new to me as far as actually playing it, not just having it sit in a binder or sit in a box.
Right. Collecting dust.
The effect is brilliant. Okay, so you get to tribute one effect monster that you control, then target an effect monster that the opponent controls. Send both cards to the graveyard. Special summon a level 7 or higher normal monster from the hand. Wait for it. Or deck. So you don't even have to have the monster in hand to do this. You can only activate 1 copy of this per turn. You can only attack with 1 monster during the turn you activate this. But because it's a quick play, we could set it and forget it. And then our opponent goes and they board something that would be like crazy good against us. And as long as the card can be targeted, and since we have him sitting on the table, what we're saying is like not Obelisk, because he actually says he can't be targeted by card effects. As long as it isn't a card like that, we can just go ahead. We can take your card. During your turn, stop your entire play, and then just go ahead and board our own monster as a result of it. And one of the coolest things was that we actually got to play Garnecia Elephantis with this.
Yeah.
So it's a card that never got a reprint, was released in the original Metal Raiders set. Mm-hmm. It's like 2nd or 3rd set of the game. And we were able to generate it as sort of like a boss-ish monster. And I played it in 2 different decks. So I played it with Fur Hires, and then I geared it a little more towards Garnecia. So it was like really fun, which was just a great set of challenges. So that was fantastic. And again, if you guys are playing anything like Dark Magician or Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's again just a very solid spell card. And if I remember right, this thing's only like a couple of bucks at most. I don't think the price has been fluctuating on this one. I could have, should have, would have looked it up if I thought about it. But really, she just pulled out a bunch of stuff for us. And that's what we're doing. So, boom. Okay, so that's structure decks. Our favorite TAs. What else do you got?
Favorite deck masters.
Okay, so I think you should choose your deck master before I choose mine, because mine is the best.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
We'll see. All right, guys.
All right, move it to the field. Just throw it down. Just throw them down. Boom.
Judgment Dragon.
All right. So why'd you choose JD?
Well, when I was running Lightsworns at the very beginning, when I started playing, he was one of the higher cards that I could literally, because of that milling effect from all the cards for Lightsworn.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to get him out.
So
I'll give you that.
Especially if I ran him with the Gold Sark, which not many people run that anymore.
Well, I also think Gold Sarcophagus is limited to 1 and has been for like a lot of good reasons. And a couple of those reasons are things like Ritual Beast.
So.
Because, Ritual Beast.
Right.
Because, Ritual Beast.
Anyways.
No, I mean, I get it. And again, based on your playstyle, knowing that he's just going to be like sitting next to the deck means like you just detonate the field for the 1,000, play out your entire play.
Yeah.
It's like Geki Plus. And then depending on what you're actually choosing to play, like if you're going to go ahead and play like any form of chaos, that mill also helps build the discard pile. if you play any deck that wants to feature like a lot of reverse tutoring or graveyard summoning extenders. I don't know, like old school Gemini plant with like Lone Fire Blossom, Giga Plant type stuff. Any version of like a dragon build that wants to use any of the dragon resurrection spells and or Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, stuff like that.
I know, we just got him.
What else do you got?
recently
You could obviously just play it with what it is.
Yeah.
Zombies get a lot of benefit from the discard pile. So like you're right, it does have a lot of extension, and we can even turn the mill 4 into a plus. It never has to touch the field.
Exactly.
So I mean, I get it, but I think mine's just a little bit better. So I'm obviously going to choose a God card whenever possible. So Slifer. Again, you never board the Slifer. You don't care about Slifer for Slifer's sake.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that we
the reason
Sorry.
you chose it was
yeah,
why.
I know English. Okay, it's only my first language. It's only the one I speak every day. You think I'd be better at this?
You would
But-
think.
I get tongue tied. All right, it happens. So stop making fun of me. She's pretending to tie a bow on her tongue now to me because she's a comedian now. She's fantastic. I love her. Anyway, the reason, honey, that you would play the Slifer is, again, we don't care like the cards in hand. It doesn't matter if I've got like 5 cards in my hand and he would be 5,000. We use him for the second mouth strike only. So it's very hard to build a field if none of your monsters make it to the field. And again, I know somebody's going to go, well, stopping summoning doesn't mean that you just immediately win. Otherwise, he'd have picked his Vanity's Fiend because he loves his Vanity's Fiend. And special summoning isn't how you win every duel. Okay, not all of us play Chainburn, okay? I get it. It's cool. But with Slifer, anything that gets summoned to the opponent's side of the field loses 2k attack. And if that attack value gets zeroed, then it's just immediately popped. So you have to summon cards that are over 2,000 attack for the card to realistically like register as having hit the field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, Slifer it's like a weird control. And then like if you got to have a duel buddy like you do in Duel Master, Master Duel. Duel Masters is a whole nother card game. Sorry guys. But if you got a buddy like you do in Master Duel, then you could do way worse in having one of the 3 Egyptian god cards next to you. I'm not saying Judgment Dragon's bad. I'm saying Slifer is better. There was no Judgment Dragon dorm room. There was a Slifer Red. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm sorry. I'll get off my soapbox. What else you got, baby doll?
All right. Favorite pool of cards.
Okay, you're saying it wrong again. You're saying it with a double O. It's
Oh.
Pull. Favorite
Pull.
pull. What was your favorite card to pull this year?
I have to say the Black Luster Soldier Chaos of the Envoy.
Oh my
I
goodness,
think
what?
I believe that's correct. I don't remember.
Are you talking about the Link monster?
Yes.
Okay, let me correct you.
Okay.
Blackluster Soldier - Soldier of Chaos.
Soldier of Chaos.
I believe.
Okay. I don't
But
remember.
he's not technically an envoy. He's like a plus variant.
Okay.
The only envoys were the envoy at the beginning, and I want to say there was like a Twilight variant.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
I
So I do get what you're saying. That was a very cool pull, and I have definitely been using that card in my decks.
That's why I wanted to get it and pull it and be like, here you go, casual. Since the other one was lost.
Look, water damage occurs.
Yep.
Okay, I did seriously think about giving up back then, but you kept on me about it, and too many people were leaving comments about like how they were really enjoying the channel,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to let anybody down, so I just powered through it. I'm good again. I'm good.
I know.
That's why we're still here doing
So
this.
now, was your favorite pool?
My favorite pull is when you and George lied about me not being in the room, because clearly you guys needed my login and everything to upload.
Yes.
At that point, because I just didn't have it like auto saved in the laptop yet.
No.
And you guys pulled I think it was Sphere Mode Raw first as Ghosts from the Past 2 Ghost Rare.
Yes.
And like based on the angle that he was holding it, even reviewing the footage myself, Like, I could see where you guys didn't know that it was a ghost at first. But, like, you guys were just like, yeah, okay, here's this card. Here's this other card. Here's card number 3. Ooh, look at it. We got a raw sphere mode. Okay, yeah. And I'm, like, off camera trying to hype you to, like, would you take a look at the card? It is a ghost rare. What are you doing? Get excited. That is the point of this set.
What?
And then you guys eventually kind of figured it out. You were like, oh.
Yeah.
And it was really fake sounding.
Yeah.
Like,
but it wasn't until the...
And then you guys, yeah, it was like you guys had the full display box. So it was like 5 of those things. So you guys had, what, 4 times 5. You guys had like 20 boosters.
Yeah.
And then you guys pulled the Blue Eyes White Dragon, also ghost. So there were 2 ghosts in that video with a budget of George was being nice and bringing his stuff here to open it.
Yes.
Thank you, George. We love you.
Yes,
Seriously.
we do.
Forever and always. You are my, wait for it. How did they say that in Jay and Silent Bob? My hetero life partner. Big heart. Anyway, so that was awesome. And then, like, he sort of got excited for the Blue Eyes, but at that point, like, I was ready to leave the room and everything.
Yes.
It was funny. I had a whole little tantrum. I yelled at you guys afterward. I was like, what is your problem? And you guys were like, bro, it's just a card. Calm down.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you're right. That was goofy. I remember that, though. That was a good day.
Yes. All right. Well, continuing on.
Yes, upward and onward.
We had Speed Duel Spotlight, and I think you ought to go first.
Okay, because I chose literally the first card I spotlit. Yeah, I did, guys.
And it's different.
So this one is just so cool. I've loved playing Waking the Dragon since Waking the Dragon added, it was something like Trials of the Kingdom or something like that, or Battles of the Kingdom. It was one of the booster sets. This was before Konami like really read my mind and my soul with this one and started releasing them as box sets and or just structure decks, which really again allowed everybody in the community to get into it. And as long as you buy your product really close to release, like most of the box sets are going to be like $30 a box, so it's going to be like $90 a play set. When they did the half box midterm paradox, that box ended up retailing, I think it was like $15, $16. So again, under $50 for, again, half set, whatever. Half the price makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you were able to do that. And then this is a great way for everybody to just sort of keep up with it. Now what I'm really hoping is moving forward, they'll actually just do like common reprints of things that were released previously through the boosters. And again, like one of the things I'm looking forward to, and again, I know this is totally an aside, but we're going to do this anyway. With Camilla from the Shadow Riders, I'm hoping that we get some like common Vampire Lords so that I don't have to go online and order the ultra rares because I only had one of those. And I'm really reticent to spend money when I could spend money to get more box openings or structure decks to do more videos for you guys. Because again, it takes me a couple months just to save up the money for it. Because it's just whatever I get on the side is what I put back towards the channel. And I want to make this stuff interesting for you guys. But back to the reason I chose this card first, and the reason I keep choosing this card in most of my side decks, is that this trap card allows us to essentially play every fusion monster outside of like heroes and a couple of them right now because they can only be fusion summoned. So what happens is, again, a lot of Night Beam, a lot of Cosmic Cyclone, a lot of Breaker the Magic Warrior. There's a lot of back row destruction and removal in Speed Duel. And so what you want to do is you want to play these, usually in the side. You can main them if you have the space. And it'll let you special summon a monster from your deck or your extra deck. And again, as time went on, we didn't just have really cool cards like the Thousand Eyes Restrict, but we would end up with cards like the Ojama King, which actually just shut down the opponent's entire side of the field. For the players who couldn't afford like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, you guys get Cyber End Dragon because it was part of the GX box. You guys also get the Master of Oz because that was in one of the newer GX boxes. So again, you guys get some like really cool lockdown cards, you get some really cool effects, and you get some extreme beatdowns. And again, this trap just did it all. It was just my choice. Sorry. It was a lot of monologuing. Your turn.
I chose Breaker, the Magical Warrior, Yes, I know you've used him a lot in your.
I used him a lot early on.
Yeah.
And then as I started playing things that were more archetypal or themed, he just sort of fell out of favor.
Mm-hmm.
Still a good card.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since he's a 4-star. So.
Yeah, he's a 4-star that has an effect that allows him to gain an additional 300 points while remaining utility towards back row destruction, while having an attribute that lends himself to Allure of Darkness. So he can lend himself into the draw engine. He's just great normally. He's not a terrible stat at 16. He's a better stat at 19. Yeah, he's just all around great.
Exactly.
He really is.
That's why
it's a solid choice.
So, well, thank you.
I guess I'll move him. All right. What's up next?
All right. We chose speed duel decks.
All right. Well,
so
I went first this last time.
Yeah.
You're first this time. So, What's your favorite speed duel deck?
All right. Well, I went with Mr.
Crystal Beasts. Gotcha.
Crystal Beasts.
Because why wouldn't you play Crystal Beasts when they release a regular structure deck and place them in speed duel in the same year?
Exactly.
That's fair. Technically, you get to play them in
Common Charity now too. So
because they were released as commons not only in the speed duel set, but then again re-released with some of the other support cards from the structure deck. So again, yeah, you're not wrong.
So it's pretty much all around. I can run it, I can play it, and I've done it before.
I think you guys know me well enough. It's all about Relinquished for me. I don't know why I have such a fixation on Pegasus. It might be the original voice actor. It might be the fact that instead of him being allowed to have his wine and cheese, it was fruit juice and cheese while he reads comic books. And to me, that screams being an adult. Or the fact that his goofy characters are like one of a kind. He's the only person who's ever played a Toon card. He's the only person who's ever played Relinquished. He's the only person who's ever played Restrict. Meanwhile, you had other players like Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
He got to use Dark Magician. Yugi used Dark Magician. What was it, season 3 or 4? They had somebody play up. It was season 4, right? Zexel?
Yes.
There was the room with the stone tablets or the wooden monsters or whatever. And, like, he plays up against Kaiba Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, over the years, some of the cards see more play. Even in season 2, Yugi's deck went on tour. And the one Mimic kid, stole his deck or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was playing as Yugi. And he was like, whatever, posing as him and everything. So, Pegasus was truly one of a kind. And I've always loved Relinquished ever since Magic Ruler, and I refuse to call it Spell Ruler, so yeah. Plus, we just redid this for Christmas.
Right.
It's literally still sitting here on the table. Look, we saw the Santa Claus, and again, obviously, my stuff stays sleeved up, but it is what it is.
Okay.
All right, what else you got?
Favorite format?
Okay, so you want to go first again?
No, you can take the lead on this one, because...
I was hoping to drink some tea while she talked, but she's right. I'll wait. So my favorite format was actually one that we proposed. It was one that was sort of talked to me online. And what it was is you play with a 3-card deck. So you get to choose 3 cards. Basically, you and your opponent each have one hand, and it's to see who can beat the other one. So, what I would do with this hand is if I went first, double set, wait for my opponent, and then during their turn, activate this so I can play during their turn, pop this when they pop their monster, and then go ahead, play Caius, and then they can maybe take out a back row and maybe take game 1. And then in game 2, what you do is you take away the first hand, you go into a second hand, and with this, I was able to actually summon Raikiri. So the big strategy here would be summon one of these 2. Or no, I guess you could summon Zephyrus. It doesn't matter. Summon, double special summon. Then you'd synchronize into a 7. So right here we would take the Gale and the Zeph. You go into your Raikiri. You'd bounce Bora for Zeph, take your 400, and at which point you play the Bora back. And then you could use the Raikiri to be able to destroy the 2 cards. And by then, it's you either win or you don't.
And also, too, you could have also used Kalut's effect. I
Cool.
believe.
Yeah. Show me where
So-
Kalut's on the table, dear.
Oh, not Kalut, Gale. Sorry.
Yeah,
know,
but I'm saying if I went first mostly, but you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
So,
And then like game 3, I threw like a skunk hand where it's like I'm gonna toss both of these, summon him, pay 7,000, activate this. My opponent can't special summon. Technically, I win. So again, like that was a goofy little. And again, I sort of changed it. The way it was introduced to me was like you just play like one game. It's just you play with 3 cards for your hand. So like your extra deck could be any number of cards you wanted. I just wanted to do basic interactions when I was showing that off.
right.
So I didn't go with anything that was like totally link built because I think there might be like one link deck where you might actually be able to play like 5 cards out of your extra deck with only 3 card hand. But again, it was just fun, and we added like the rounds 2 and 3 to it to see if anybody would like take the bait and try to run with that. Because it just fosters like creativity, and it stops people from like one of the major complaints of a casual player is like when meta players or normal players play like 3 copies of the same card because it's like a really good card,
Right.
like your Raigeki,
Yeah.
instead of playing like 40 separate cards and going, look at this is cool.
Right.
So that's why I went with that. Now I'm gonna drink my tea. You do your
All
format.
right. I chose the advanced format. It's more flexible than some of the others.
You do have the largest card pool.
I do.
I'm gonna give you
yes. Less limitations. Yeah, you got the ban list, but I mean, a lot of the decks I play, I really don't have much to.
Yeah,
on the
because
ban
again,
list.
you are truly a casual duelist.
I am.
But I mean, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So, and a deck I actually really. Well, I actually had a couple.
Are we choosing our like favorite deck of the year now?
Yes, we
Okay.
are.
So, what's your favorite deck of the year, dear?
See, I had a couple, but I'm going to choose my favorite one,
Okay.
which is normally Black Wings. So,
Do you want to elaborate?
well, the Blackwing deck you did, actually for right around Halloween, it was actually with one of the Earthbound Immortals.
Mhm.
And I believe it was the.
I can't remember if it was where Kokoroska or Lapisku.
I think it was.
It was definitely a bird.
Yeah, we're see because
Was it a hummingbird or the raven?
I think it was the hummingbird because.
So Lapisku.
Yeah, because you were running the other one with harpies. Which,
Fair enough.
Of course, I'm also a harpies player, so. But I just like the winged beast in general because it feels like you have freedom because they fly.
Okay.
So
I dig it. I dig it.
So
There's worse reasons to like them. I would like them because they're synergistic, because they get their own tutor, Black Whirlwind. I would say that you could stack the Black Whirlwinds. You could use cards like No Thong to get extra normal summons to further stack the effect. You can link, you can sync, you can Xyz summon.
Yep.
I would just say that they're tech hungry. And for a versatile player, those Wings of Freedom that you mentioned,
Yeah.
they could take you quite far. And they actually got a bunch of reprints recently with the last Battle of Legends. What was it, Crystal's Revenge?
I believe
Or something like
so.
that. And then they were also in Darkwing Blast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I haven't
Which we didn't get anything to open for. So that's
yet.
neither here nor there.
I know. So.
But I enjoy it. I also chose a dark deck. Basically because I've been playing it in, as you guys could tell from the sleeve, Common Charity more. But I've been playing Layer of Darkness like crazy lately. And guys, like, it's not often I pick a favorite deck. Because, like, for the longest time, it was Gravekeepers. I played Gravekeepers for years. Then it was Six Samurai for years.
Yeah.
And then recently, I got super into Subterra Guru
Oh.
because the deck actually slows most meta decks down. And it's one of the reasons I stopped playing Master Duel for a little while. Because I want to take a break from playing the same match every other match. And, I mean, I might go back into Master Duel. That's fine. But for now, at least, it was a welcome break. But with the Layer of Darkness, you have the most generic Super Poly targets between, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon is any 2 darks.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Predaplant Trifolium, maybe. I always stumble over their names. But I want to say that one is actually 3 dark monsters. So again, changing everything to dark. It's just, okay, I'm going to zap my opponent's monsters off the field and make my own, award-winning recipe of generic fusion. You could also tag in things like Mud Dragon of the Swamp because you're not always going to have the Layer of Darkness. While Cybers was crazy, you could also like add in, was it AI at Earth Golem or something like that? There was some other fusion monster I was using a lot of.
Earth Ignister?
Ignister. Okay, could be.
I believe that's what it is because it looked like a clay robot.
Yeah, it could have been.
So
it's been a minute since it's been in my extra deck. But again, this allowed me to play everything from like Duke Shade, playing proper, like regular kaijus like Radeon and stuff. I think I played this with Fallen of Albaz there for a little bit. I didn't play like an Albaz engine the way everybody says that you should. I just played around for fun and doing whatever I wanted because, again, it's in the name, guys. I'm casual duelist. So I'm going to do whatever I think is going to be the most fun for me.
right.
And then, of course, I just kind of report that to you guys. Let y'all make up your own minds. But Layer of Darkness, it seems like it's got the most flavor, even though all the tech monsters feel generic. Like, they really do. But they're
Right.
also just so much fun to play. And the interplay, as you keep playing, it gets crazy. We played the Layer of Critias. We added the Fang of Critias to the Layer of Darkness. And we were using like the Ring of Destruction Dragon. We were using the Crush Card Dragon. We were using the Mirror Force Dragon. And what was great is those are all normal traps. So like you could play Lilith, the Lady of Lament. And you could just go ahead and put them on the field. You just select the same trap 3 times. You look at your opponent and go, you don't get a choice. Okay, it was just goofy. It was fun. And for me, it was one of the most freeing decks. So
Exactly.
for this year, Layer of Darkness was the year.
Yep.
Do we have anything else?
Now back to that Master Duel that you were
Back to
discussing.
Master Duel.
Yeah. I really didn't enjoy playing it
You know why you didn't enjoy playing it?
because I didn't get.
Because you fell into every free-to-play game's trap.
Yeah.
And the trap with a free-to-play is that you do not have to put your money into the game. You don't have to buy the boosters. You don't have to buy the gems. You don't have to buy the power-ups. But what you have to do is you have to spend the in-game currency wisely. And because, and I think you guys know this, she is the designated booster pack ripper here because not only does she have some amazing luck, this girl absolutely just enjoys it. It's something about the sheer destruction of the booster wrapper mixed with the pure aspect of what am I going to find? It's like a treasure hunt for her.
It is.
And you went on your treasure hunt too soon in Master Duel. You didn't feel out the system. You didn't understand that you could break down cards. When you break down a card, you get like a third of the value. So you had to break down like 3 ultra rares, construct 1 ultra rare. You weren't really aware of that system. And because you didn't like max your gems and come up with which deck you wanted to play first, you sort of just bought whatever you wanted as you saw it, whatever looked shiniest. And that's why I was letting mine build up. And then I was doing those videos where I was like, well, let's bust like 20, 30 packs today and see if we can get to it.
The deck I really wanted to build in that game was Black Wings. And of course, I just like the Black Wings.
Well, I'll tell you what, dear.
So.
If you start now and you do your daily logins and you do just a little bit of action every day, they will build up how many gems that you have. Just, you gotta not spend them.
I know.
Which is tough. I know.
It's tough.
I know.
So, but yes, I am very good at being a treasure hunter with the pools for cards and whatnot and things like that. So, yeah. I like opening packs.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, now that we've wrapped up the like our favorite things that we've done this year, obviously we should probably look towards 2023 now. So is there anything that you'd like to say about 2023?
I'm hoping that it'll be a better year for everybody with all the problems going on in the world. I'm hoping that, everybody's doing well and it gets better for all.
All right.
So
I hope the same thing. I meant a little more, less of like a wrap up of the video and more of like a what we plan on doing here.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry.
So
well,
it's getting late. It's getting close to like when we should be uploading this. This way you guys can have it at 11 in the morning. And we've been up all night, so like a little bit of slack.
yeah.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to start doing show them some like play tests of the speed duel decks as we could do them. In order to do this, we may be mixing cards from other formats, meaning that the tester deck may not be made up of speed duel cards, just cards that are legal in speed duel. Again, that could totally be a house rule for you guys because there are going to be sets that are just obnoxiously expensive. I do believe like the Battle City box, again, bought mine for the $90, got my playset.
You did.
And now they're almost $90 for a single box. And again, what it comes down to is it's the random pack of secret rares, and it's a bit of a gamble.
Right.
So there's that. I'd like to get some playtest videos. I'd like to start playtesting a little bit on the channel rather than just going. I don't exactly want to do test hand videos again.
Yeah.
Because again, my decks were always clumpy. I always store everything alphabetically.
I know
so
you do.
It almost needs to be shuffled by somebody else for like a day before I could make that type of video, which doesn't always happen.
Right.
I would like to get some of that. Maybe go back to Master Duel. We are starting to do some stuff with Dungeons and Dragons a little bit, little D&D action. And we actually had quite a positive outturning for the one D&D video that we did do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start modifying some of the stat blocks or absolutely just transferring stat blocks over, telling you which cards you guys can add to your D&D campaigns. If you guys want to add a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh flavor to it, because that's fun. Maybe we'll do some like advanced format duels, do some other stuff like that. Outside of that, I just want to have another great year. We'll eventually get to the 2000. Didn't happen before the turn of the year. No worries though, because you guys are still fantastic. You guys still keep just showing up. It's crazy. And we really do appreciate it. And I hope that you guys do enjoy everything that we put out. Otherwise, there's not much of a point in doing it.
So
that said, like the Celestial said to you, we do hope that everything, gets better for everybody. Obviously, we do want that. Be the change you want in the world, guys. If you want to see more kindness, it's got to start at home. You got to be the kindness you want to see. That said, I do hope that you guys have had a wonderful year. And here's to another wonderful year next year. So keep doing what you guys are doing. We'll keep doing what we're doing. We'll see you later, guys.
Later.
Peace and Happy New Year's.
Same to all of you. Happy New Year's.